Alright, we are back and probably live here. Anyway, playing some Death and Taxes as usual on our channel here. Most of the same stuff I've been messing with. A couple different changes. There's a paper tournament coming up this weekend. There's a team tournament locally that I'm planning on going to. And I'm probably going to be in the Legacy seat, so I'm kind of trying to test with a list that I would be more likely to be registering in paper. So, like, I'm making a couple of things that I definitely wouldn't be doing, especially right now online. Like, I'm playing the Howled Spirit Keeper again, just because there's, like, almost no Grixis online recently. People just have not been playing that deck a lot, so I definitely would not be playing it if I were just solely scoping in on, like, how am I going to do, like, the best online right now, but I want to just kind of test out different various minor tweaks. There's a chance I want to try second Jailer, maybe over third Recruiter. I just hate Palace Jailer so much. Like, more or less okay with this. I'd be happy registering the 75. Like, if the tournament was tomorrow and I didn't have any time to prepare, I'd be pretty happy with the 75. That or, like, swap the Ancient Tomb with the Spirit with a Crusader again. I think that's my classic go-to list, but still giving the Ancient Tomb a shot for now. It's been okay. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I'm live, but my stream won't load. There we go. Anyway, what's up, Henny? How's it going? Let's play some Magic. Also, tomorrow, I believe, pretty sure it's tomorrow, I should be doing my exhibition match with Lomer Boy on 4-color Loam vs. D&T. For those interested in that sort of stuff. I had a good time with Patrick last week on the Miracles exhibition matches. Made me feel a little bit better about the matchup. Feels about as good as I thought it did in the past. And Patrick's a good Miracles player, obviously. Alright. Is this just Moto, or... I don't want to see my opponent's icon. Anyway. This hand's pretty gas. A little unfortunate if they're on, like, combo, but we have, like, Revoker Port and, like, just Vile 2-drops is still insane. Currently sitting in my new apartment in the dark waiting for them to turn on the power. That sucks. Is like your heating and stuff on at least? I guess it depends on where you moved. Heating doesn't necessarily need to be on if it's not, like, where I live. So hopefully we figure out what we're doing on turn 2 here. Based on what my opponent's start is. Delta Island. Ported. Alright, Miracles. We did it. Easy read. They didn't cast, like, a Ponder or something. I didn't have to factor in Storm or Sneak and Show or anything here. They're just literally on Miracles, nothing else. Here is chat box. They did shuffle their library, notably. I don't hate porting here. I also don't hate just running out of Stoneforge, though. Detree, thanks for the 4-month resub. I appreciate it. Thank you for your continued support. Enjoy your emote. Yeah, 50s would be nice. Anyway, I need to actually, like, play this game. So Miracles, you want to leverage port, like, I can easily give my opponent no chance to, like, force a will anything. Although I don't really care if they force will the second Stoneforge that badly. But especially they shuffled on their cantrip. And we have an Aether Vial, so I don't mind porting here. that has to either find basic planes or get wastelanded. So that is a very good one for them to have. Because it, like, doesn't cast their cantrips. So we can keep pointing the island. That was pretty awful draw. I almost, like, don't want to play this wasteland. But I think I also really want to hit my land drops. This feels like it's going to be a brainstorm in response to this fetch, though. Or in response to this port. No. Opponent's mana base is real soft here. This Arid Maze has to find a Tundra to unlock their blue mana. Unfortunately, we also need to draw a land in order to put a thing in on this Stoneforge, because I definitely want to keep porting this island. Land? Nice. What's up with the moto parts? Not there. Mac tonight, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Posing said you'd be messing around with tweaks. The CBL says very little tweaks. Where's the? I said tweaks, not like drastic changes. I'm playing the Spirit Keeper in the main again because I want to be playtesting a list that I would want in paper. I almost played a second Palace Jailer, but I'm just like really don't want to play a second Palace Jailer. What's this? Council's Judgment? Kind of awkward if they judgment me. I don't know what I'd do. I think I just let them do whatever, like, just let them exile something. If they exile the Vial, we put in Sword and we bash them. If they exile Stoneforge, we can just... Alright, well, we're just portenting, sure. Yeah. I could see, like, moving the Ballista to the board over the third Recruiter and then putting a second Jailer in the main. Or putting the second Jailer on the board instead of the third Recruiter, but I'm, like, pretty off the idea. Second Jailer is notably worse than the first one, but I talked about it a lot on Friday. And, like, matchups, I like the second Jailer, because one of the reasons that Jailer is as scary as it is for you is because you have no easy way to take Monarchy back, but if you have a second Jailer, sometimes, like, if Miracles manage to snatch Monarchy from you once, then you have the ability to take it back later. So I really want to draw a land again here, so we can equip Wasteland and Port. Just get the last equipment out of our deck. I could also just, like, put in Batterskull. My opponent does not know the top card. No, they do. Because they portented, but they're not going to, because they milled a card. No, they milled a card or two. They straight up just don't. Yeah, no, I cut the Crusader for the Spirit Keeper for testing. Oops. Could just put in the Batterskull. The sword is just so much better, though. Could also just, like, go ham. Put in Batterskull, untap, equip with the sword, bash them for, like, 9. But then I'm not attacking their mana at all, but am I concerned? I'm not getting Terminist. Unless it's blind. I have a Revoker. They get, like, Judgment, but they can only Judgment one of the 2 equipment. Maybe we just, like, bash. I'm in for bashing. Opponent has 7 cards in hand. And they haven't, like, missed land drops, nor are they going to. Let's bash. They're tapped out. We have a Vial on 2 for, like, the Jace as well. Yeah, that's kind of my point. It's like, they grabbed a bunch of blue mana. I'm not really taking them off of a lot anymore. I'm gonna suit up the Stoneforge. So, like, plows are worse in future turns. We have 2 threats. We gain 2 less life, but, again, miracles, so it's probably not gonna matter. Yep. Ponder's fine. Looks like we're in a pretty good spot right now. There's even a world where we can, like, force them to plow, depending on how much mana they tap here. We have, like, Wasteland plus Port. Thalia's what Busy's Palace Jailer problem, and Mirror Crusader play Massacre. Are you talking about with Death Shadow? I like Massacre a lot more if you're not playing Delver of Secrets in your deck, because that anti-synergy is, like, pretty bad. If you're playing, like, the newer Shadow concepts, where it's, like, a lot more controlling. I don't know. Dread Knight's just, like, such a beating. You can beat a 1/1 Mirror Crusader when, like, you kill 12 creatures in their deck. Cast a Jace. I don't know why they would, but do it. Resolves. Things to be wary of are... Okay, so they shuffled. So there's no Terminus yet. Brainstorm. So they could have Brainstorm into Terminus here. I think I'm going to Wasteland this Tundra in my upkeep. Move to cleanup. Alright. Guess all they did was cast cantrips. This has to be like Brainstorm for Terminus, right? Yeah. Surprise, surprise. Man, if we had a Thalia here, that'd be such a fucking blowout. Maybe I should have done this in my draw step to find Thalia. Return Batterskull. I don't see why I need to do that right now. Nor do I want to do it at all. I think I just want to port. Pass. Or pass. Port. Quick file and revoke the Miracle Trigger. We could, like, put in Jite here. That might be more efficient than casting the second Aether Vial. And probably not, honestly. Jite's, or getting the second Aether Vial online is pretty good. Goodbye, Stoneforges. I don't understand how proactively wastelanding accomplished anything. Because I was going to wasteland them, and it, like, it baited the Terminus. If they had, like, Plow instead, and that's how they were planning on living through that turn, then I can play the turn very differently by just wastelanding there. Like, if they have just Swords to Plowshares there, I think they die. Yeah, I think I have exactly 9 if they have a Swords to Plowshares. Now I should have to cast a Jace. Something stupid. Land Jace into the Violon, too. Mentor. Sure. The odds I can counter my Swords to Plowshares. So the issue here is if they have a Force of Will and a Swords to Plowshares, then we're in a bad spot. Is there any merit to, like, waiting? Not really. I can't, like, play around Force of Will without drawing a Thalia. Or Spell Pierce. Yeah, I could, like, try to play around Spell Pierce. Untapping gives me access to Spell Pierce. Or beating Spell Pierce. I don't think a lot of merit. My opponent's cantripped a lot. When untap, you can main phase the Wish to eat the land. What land? The Scalding Tarn? You just, like, fetch with it, right? And that doesn't play on Force. We just untap to play around Spell Pierce specifically, just because we'd have 2 mana. Which is awkward, but not, like, very. I think I'm putting in this Revoker. If they, like, fetch at any point here, we'll plow in response to the fetch. Try to give them 1 less token. Otherwise, we'd untap and take the battle up to 3. It's gotta be a Force Will, right? My opponent hasn't cast any. Concerned about how bad a Force Will can be, but they need Force plus Plow to beat me here, right? There's not really any way I can play around them having a Plow. So I think I just equip and attack, see what happens. I don't really know what that was about. Yeah, they just legit didn't have anything. all my thinking for nothing. My opponent just, like, blocked with a Monastery Mentor. This briefing for, like, hope to find Plow or something? I don't know what's happening. They can't briefing back anything besides, like, can't you briefing into your predict. It's just like, how do they have nothing when they just, like, spent turn 3, like, ponder, brainstorm, terminus or whatever. And we'll see how this turn works out here. Top. Chooses brainstorm. Resolves. So this is another, like, brainstorm terminus setup. What happens if I port the white source and they plow in response? We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's exactly lethal. Huh. Oh no, they could. We're one off, right? Because they could just plow the wisp instead of the revoker. Oh no, yeah, flicker the white swords. I was sorry, I said port. I meant literally putting in this flicker wisp. Mom debate. How does priority go? It's his turn, so he gets priority to me. Yeah, maybe the mom first is correct. Because I think he has to pass priority to me before I could file in the wisp later. So I think he would have to take the initiative and port the or plow the mom. Oh, they're plowing the revoker now. They're just dead. Yeah, I think they needed to plow the wisp if they wanted to stay alive. This is exactly lethal if we attack with mom, which is pretty safe into single volcanic island. He's on bolt. We're about to be sad. We'd have to bolt right now. And then you'd have to end up bolting a mom. Yeah. I could have, like, Vowed and Thalia first, but... Yeah. They're dead. Alright, Miracles. The classic board in 8. Cut all these. Cut Spirit Keeper and a Revoker. Maybe actually keep cutting the Wasteland instead. We just keep them both Revokers. It's better than... Because with Spirit Keeper in the deck, we're no longer playing a Crusader, where Crusader is just, like, okay. Spirit Keeper is pretty awful. So I don't mind leaving in 2 Revokers, even though it's, like, pretty medium. I think it's better than Spirit Keeper is, and I like shaving a Wasteland against Miracles, because, like, you're playing a 24-land deck, again, in, like, a game match that goes super long now, because you have Ancient Tomb, so shaving a land is, like, pretty safe. Maybe it's not right to shave Wastelands against, like, the blue-white-red decks, specifically, because they have more non-basics. But I think generally, like, Wasteland average is not great. And you definitely want your basics, and you want the first Karakas during the early game, or during early/mid game with Thalios. This seems fine. It's just like a Relic Warder is maybe better than a Revoker. Nah, Rip's garbage against Miracles. This hand sucks. I don't know why I sat there thinking about it for a second. Did he play any AK? He didn't play any AK, but almost everyone's on AK at this point. Cast 1 predict, but AK builds still play like 0 to 2 predicts. Alright, well, there's always game 3. Alright. I don't want more Flicker Wisps. Yeah, Miracles doesn't really play Search for Azcanta. He turns off Snapcaster / Mission Briefing. And, stunts and whatever accumulated knowledge. J Vargas 301, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Yeah, play Surgical before Rip, and Surgical is, like, not great, especially with 3 Chalices on the board. Surgical gets marginally worse. So the only real way we're winning a game where we multi-5 against Miracles is getting supremely lucky on, like, Mana Troubles. They didn't shuffle. Or something like Chalice or Cataclysm. It's like really hard to win the games where you're just down 2 cards in the super control matchup. I don't like playing Cleric. I don't like anything. We're just stalling here. I mean, yeah, you can, like, board... Like, sometimes your board decisions don't matter, or sometimes they do reward you, even if they may or may not be incorrect. Ponder. What is their plan here? Draw Chalice to the Void? That'd be a good plan. Thanks for the 1-bit, Ice9. Oh, there's our 4th Flicker Wisp. There's 1 at the bottom of our deck. I think we're just going to continue to port. I don't think Remorseful Cleric's going to really carry me across the finish line. Played Chalice. 2 turns later, True Surgical. 2 turns later, True Rip. Calculated. Oh man, Army thanks for the 2 bits. Ice9 thanks for the 10 bits. Starting to fight. Land? Preferably a land that produces white mana? Alright, that's not nothing. Arkin, thanks for the host. 39 viewers. Jeez. Hope your stream went well. Saw a little bit of Grixis Phoenix action before I was going live. Hello to everyone that was watching Arkin. Playing some Death and Taxes here. Not looking great in Game 2, but we won Game 1. So, like, flicker up planes, port them. Continue to hope to, like, not get back to basics. We're on a to 5, so, like, if we die, I'm not super surprised. So the 10 bits army. I don't think I want to be porting their planes. I'll just, like, easily give them free value off of Source of Plowshares. Thanks for the 10 bits, you two, again. This is just like Jace, bounce your Flicker Wisp. Yeah, we're dead. Draw, like, Council's Judgment. Then not have Force of Will. Well, 1 for 2, not bad. We tried. Darkview, thanks for the 25 bits. One for 2 ain't bad, but we're probably dead now. Especially if they just, like, cast back to basics here. I'll probably concede to that. Well, I'll probably concede to that, too. Draw, like, Plow into Cataclysm into land drops? I don't know. Not a game that we are really looking like we're going to win. Hey, right on time there, Chalice of the Void. I want to prove that XJ doesn't read these messages. Thanks for the 4 bits army. And all the other bits that are coming down the pipeline. Let's just, like, cast a couple more spells before we concede. Although we're, I'm kind of dragging my feet here. I, like, theoretically could Chalice and Cleric and, like, hope it gets there. I don't know. I don't really want to show him the Chalice if I don't need to. Because we're like, even with Chalice, we're not winning this game. Yeah. You got it, boss. Yeah, I don't really see an avenue to victory. The force on the... Even if they didn't have force for the councils on the Jace, if they just like have mentor and we don't have an answer. Easiest way to lose this game. And also, the other easy way to lose this game is unanswered Jace. Alright, yeah, we're done. We're dead, like, at the Force of Will point, but... Nice to see a little bit more of their deck. But also, we do want to be wary of our own timer. Wonder if there's a chance our Relic Warder is better than the second Revoker in this matchup, just have a little bit more options with stuff like Recruiter the Guard. Probably not, though. Why haven't you conceded? Yeah. Way ahead of you, Patrick. The timer is just an illusion. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, his hand's great. Might have one of our 2 best cards. 2 of our 3 best cards. 3 of our 4 best cards, maybe? These 2 cards kind of suck, but his hand's definitely like a pretty easy keep. Oh, that's rude. Makes things a little bit more awkward. Council is a pretty good card. It definitely helps you from like just horribly dying to one of the 2 easiest ways to lose is like opponent having a Jason play and you not having a board, or your opponent having a mentor in play and you not having an answer. It fulfills both of those early game like fail cases. I really just want to start flooding out at this point. Beat down time. Yeah, Palace Shield is probably up there on the list too. Appreciate it. Soft roll. It's our channel's emote. Ooh, speaking of Thalias. Yeah, that sounds about right. Recruiter. Wisp is really bad without Vile in this matchup. And also just in general. Wow, that's rude. Soft roll. Soft roll. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Oh, are we both playing the Mist Land Drops game? One has one more turn of being Brainstorm locked, though. Well, not bad. Wow. Alright, a little bit bad. His opponent might also have cantrips here, so maybe they don't have. Maybe they don't have. Nope, they just are totally Brainstorm locked. Miracle's opponent's having mana troubles. It's a good time to have Cataclysm in your hand. Slam Mentor. Just slam it. Oh, that's rude. Right. Yeah, I'm not casting this Cataclysm as a Stone Rain, definitely. I'd be saving it for a little bit. But the fact that they're not consistently hitting mana land drops every turn, means that for a good portion of this mid game they'll be struggling to hit their land drops. That is a little bit awkward. I mean, not really, unless they counter it, but... Or if we find a different fourth land, Cataclysm, we lose the Crocus, we can just play the second one. Vile's really strong in the matchup. Being able to like play around board wipes and through counter spells and stuff. But the Force is like it's definitely an unnecessary evil rather than like good. Like they're down 2 extra cards because we cast 2 1-drops and then they had to pitch a Brainstorm and a Snapcaster Mage. Just cast this. I don't really want to Cataclysm them. Counterspell this. Dang. Found a Ponder. Yeah, we're down like what, 1 card, or we're up 1 card. If we're keeping score of 2 for once. I think I'm just equipping this Revoker and getting in. Could just jam Palace Jailer here? Huh. Lotus Pelly my Crocus isn't great, but they're on Mission Briefing, which is there's less of a chance to Snapcaster Mage me. I don't hate just like getting this GTA line first to protect the ability to protect the Monarchy more. They could also just like have a Plow though, and like my GTA is just not connecting, and I just waste my whole turn. I think I like just jamming Jailer and then maybe not attacking. If they're like Plow, Snap, Plow, then I mean that's life. I feel like counter this. Our other 2 cards in hand are very good as well. And we also, like, having Monarchy, and that sets up Cataclysm really nicely, so I think we're just not attacking. Just to play it safe. Usually the mission briefing lists are on, like, 2 mission briefing, 1 snap, though, so it's, like, not unheard of. We could potentially just die here if they do have... Wait, no, they pitched a snap, didn't they? Yeah, okay. So the chances of them having snap are actually very, very low. Disenchant my GTA. Well, good thing I didn't equip an attack. We are set up nicely for this Cataclysm. We have to keep creature, artifact, and land. And we have Monarchy. Mentor. Well, they've used 2 forces, so Judgmenting Mentor is probably pretty good here. Cast Jace into the Phyrexian Revoker, naming Jace. Interesting choice of engineered explosives. I guess they just like wanted to get the trigger now while I'm tapped out, because they can't protect it. and it gives them better odds at being able to steal Monarchy from me. Ooh, Ancient Tomb. It's a fun way to rebuild. Definitely lets you cast your threats if you don't have your Aether Vial. So we're down 2 of those. Council's Judgment me. Alright. Goodbye, Jailer? Probably. Oh. Goodbye, Revoker. Interesting. I wonder if that means, they're planning to try to set up... Ooh, this is scary. Basically have to block, but if they have a Brainstorm... They don't have to block, right? Have they played a land for turn? No, right? Oh, wow, this was a long time ago. Fuck. Where are we now? Yeah, they just cast Council Judgment for this turn. So if we block and they have Brainstorm, it's really bad. If we don't block, we can just take it back. But if they have, a plow... If they had a plow, they would have just cast it, though. So I think taking the bait here is probably really bad for me. I think I just have to, let them draw this card. Because if they go land drop plow, then, they could have done that pre-combat. Ancient Tomb, yeah, it's, I don't know if it's what I would describe it as. No, they haven't land dropped it this turn. Not quite tech, but it's kind of an experimental 24th land slot, I guess. Yeah. Would love to find a land. It's really awkward, because we only have this one creature here. I'm really tempted to just Cataclysm them now, see if they keep the Tundra, and we can, just Wasteland it. And we just sit here exchanging Monarchy. We're set up to hit land drops. My opponent is literally just missing land drops every turn. And we have nothing else happening. We are, because I'm concerned that they're going to kill my Palace Jailer. And if they do, then we're in a really bad spot. So I think I actually do want to cast Cataclysm here. Spell Pierce. Keep the Tundra. God, I hope they keep the Tundra so bad. Come on. You know you want that Tundra. You need to cast cantrips and plows. Yes! Fuck out of here. I mean, if they have Jace open, that's not that bad. If they Jace unsummon my Palace Jailer, take Monarchy, we just Palace Jailer kill the Monk forever. Can we just draw a creature so my opponent can stop taking my Monarchy? They're just dying. They're at 8 now. Hey, there we go. Now we should be fine. If they have a plow, they get to keep Monarchy for a little bit, but even then, they need to hit a couple of land drops to get there. Realize how hard it is for Miracle to ever beat Cataclysm. Yeah, I'm aware. Alright, so they don't have a plow. That's good. Guess I just recruit something? There's no, one drop to recruit for, double protection here, but I guess the engineered explosives will even like kill them. They need 2 mana. But anyway, I don't think we're. I don't really think we're losing this game. I'm just gonna grab a Flicker Wisp to make sure I can kill this monk next turn. Alright, we should have this. I'll block. I will snap off this block opponent. Sure. We have a Wisp. I'm gonna cast Wisp off of the Ancient Tomb here, so if they, like, force it, we can still... never mind, we're gonna just... I guess we could Thalia into Wisp, right? To make sure they can't force it. Kill this monk, and that should be GG. Next turn, we just attack them to 1, turn the fetch land off. Just don't even play anything. I guess we can just cast the Vial. I mean, it gets cast into this EE, but they have to spend their mana dealing with the EE, and then they just die. They can't crack their polluted delta. We did it, chat. Yay. Alright, moving on. Played against so much Miracles compared to everything else in the format. Won game 1 and game 3, lost game 2. All the time with the 11-month resub. 11 months and still no hero. 11 months and still no hero of Blade Hold. I'm sorry, all the time. I wish it were more playable. Catch you later, Army. So like to click from the guy named the Salt Mine, following that Cataclysm into Wasteland. I definitely respect their decision to keep the Tundra there. I think it's a decision you kind of have to make when you're getting most of your board Armageddoned. But it was also really great for us. I hope my opponent's not a Reanimator. I'm going to keep this hand regardless. This hand's like Deece. It's got the turn 3 lined up against Reanimator, and we have Caracas and Port. And also just like a good hand, we have Vial into Port into 3 drops. I'll let my opponent know that I am not playing any Force of Wills in my deck. Alright, well, not on Reanimator. That's nice. That's good to know. Still happy with this hand against most of the basic island Go decks. Storm would be scary, but Storm is less likely to have the natural basic island. Definitely in for just for Schadenboarding here. Someone playing Gurus on Moto has to be on, like, Miracles, right? Miss your land drop. Dang, never lucky. It's a good 2. what is our plan here? Finish identifying what the opponent is on is the step 1 of the plan. They're probably on Miracles, but could still be Sneak. It's the only other real deck they could be. Yeah, I mean, like, the cost discrepancy between, like, foils and non-foils, like, your choice of basic lands is so minimal online. It's, like, not a huge deal. Like, non-standard foils. Or, like, foils of non-redeemable sets and stuff. In the end, it doesn't matter, especially... They do smell like Miracles Islands, Luna. That's exactly what I was thinking. Let's grab Sword. And then tap, take value to 3, port, and put in Sword. What that deck gains from Legacy? Basically nothing. It's definitely not Storm with Turbo Island. It's definitely like Sneak with Turbo, if anything. Captain Asia, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, I don't really put High Tide on my radar ever until they cast the card High Tide. If they are on High Tide, you're supposed to port in response to the first High Tide, I think. Because if you High Tide, they just cast off of the land you port. Oh, Sneak. Alright. Figured it out. Well, that's not great. We can put in a Wisp, try to buy time. We have, like, multiple Wisps. Actually, I think I like putting in Recruiter here, because the trigger on this deck would let me Violent Wisp to flicker out the Omniscience to buy me time. And it would let me go get, like, Sanctum Prelate to possibly turn off their 3s if they're on, like, the Wish version. Grizzlebrand, huh? Well, we have a Caracas, so they're just going to draw a bunch of cards, so we can just go get Sanctum Prelate and put it on 3 here. They only get to draw 7 cards here. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8. Sure. $79. Yeah, we can't kill them. They're actually just like 1 out of lethal. Yeah, I'm not Caracasing it now. I'm putting in the Sword. So the one card I'm moderately concerned about is Sneak Attack, but I think we have that covered. Because we have, like, Caracas and Wisp and stuff. So we should be able to beat a Sneak Attack. I think we just want Prelate on 3 to beat Show and Tell Omniscience. I could, like, I could, like, Wisp the Recruiter, get Revoke or Revoke the Sneak Attack, but I think we're fine if they Sneak Attack me. Discard a Sneak Attack, alright. Well, you can have that back. Let's protect the Prelate from a random main deck spell. I guess when I said we have Crocus, we don't have Crocus. But we also just get to port this 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they just like don't have enough mana. But you get to port an island, they'll have 3 mana, even with like City, because they need more red. Yeah, there's just like very little way we lose here. They need like land plus Petal or City of... No, City of Traders doesn't give them enough red. They need a Lotus Petal and like a City. Or any land, I guess. And even then, we just have Flicker Wisps. And also, we could just like live through a Emrakul or Grizzlebrand. Then kill them on the crackback. Hey, we did it. Nice. It's always nice to actually manage to beat Sneak in game 1s. It is a lot, like, just takes a lot of pressure off you, because Sneak can definitely just, like, gun you down. Just, like, turn 2 Sneak Attack Omniscience, whatever, or turn 2 Show and Tell Omniscience and nonsense. Alright, so we brought in these. What are we cutting? Now, if we want to go to the Thomas Envoldson strat and board in Cataclysm in this matchup, which I guess I would probably have to spend a little bit chatting about. Get you later, Darkview. But if anyone read Envoldson's Cyborg strategy that he published over on Snap Cardster sometime last week, he brought in Cataclysm against Sneak and Show, which is, like, very perplexing. Like, maybe it's not horrible. Because the strategy of this matchup is, like, just... Plan A is just never let them cast their important spells using, like, Ports and Thalias and stuff. And the way that they combat that a lot is just, like, casting cantrips and just hitting a bunch of land drops, and eventually your Ports and your Thalias don't matter. So Cataclysm being an expensive reset button, just, like, as a bad Armageddon, isn't the worst. And a lot of your cards in this matchup just don't matter a lot. Like, a lot of them don't have text. Like, we can shave, like, a Stone Fortune, a Mother of Runes or something. Just because the only cards that really matter are Rishadenport, Thalia, Sanctum Prelate, and Recruiter of the Guard. And then post-board, you have stuff like Relic Order that matters a little bit. But yeah, I definitely don't hate this idea, so let's try it out. Let's see how good it is. Or isn't. Try something like that, maybe? That being said, Cataclysm is not like a card that you're gonna like snap off a hand because you have a Cataclysm in it against Sneak Attack or against Sneak and Show. It's a card that helps make sure that like while you're staying afloat, then you can keep staying afloat. I hate these hands. I might keep this on the draw against Sneak. They're the deck that's like least inclined to force a will your Aether Vials. And we're on the draw, so we have, like, 2 shots at a land, and we have, like, Thalia and stuff. Council Judgment is strong. If this were, like, a Mom or a Stoneforge, this hand would be about as garbage. If it were a Mom, it'd be, like, okay. It'd be playable, but I don't think it makes or breaks a keep here. I think it might just be too slow on the draw, but, like, a lot of our hands are too slow on the draw. I'm gonna keep it. We have a lot of good cards. If we can, like, curve out Thalia, Recruiter, find like Sanctum Prelate or Leona Relic Order or such. Oh, I just drew them on. Easy. Please no kill. Damn it. They always have it. Alright, let's put in Recruiter, see what happens here. Omniscience, huh? That's pretty good. I mean, my choices don't matter here. They're just gonna like cast Emrakul. Sure, brainstorm first. Try to find the threat. I guess, no, I was supposed to grab a Relic Order. I forgot that was still in my deck. Like, if we somehow live 2 turns, then I definitely need a Relic Order. That's probably GG. Ah, yes. That's what I was saying. Like, winning game 1 is really nice. Because you sometimes just get, like, turn 2 flattened. Thalia would have been better. Thalia is, like, would have been okay in that spot, but we're definitely, like, not winning the game there. If we just put in Thalia. Like, it lets them not cast their cantrips, and then makes them cost 1 mana next turn, after we untap, and then have a Vial on 1 and maybe a second land. I think the plan there is hope that they break that turn and grab a Relic Order, and then go land, and draw a second land, and then land drop Relic Order. The Omniscience is the best play there. I totally forgot. I totally blanked on Leon and Relic Order. I just think Thalia like doesn't buy nearly enough time, even if there's like on cantrips for it, just because it is turn 2. Like if it were a little bit later and they were tapped out to Omniscience, then like Thalia buying a turn would have been probably relevant enough. These hands again. This hand again is really strong. We also like just have the Relic Order, so like this hand does everything we want, right? Except for port and lands. It's like Vial, Thalia, Prelate, Relic Order. This hand's great, but we could also lose. Being able to Relic Order on Omniscience is very helpful, though, especially with like Mom backup. In paper, you can create a long judge call out of nothing and hope they forget about having Omniscience. The strong strats from Patrick. So if I draw a land here, it's gotta be Chalice, right? We don't draw land. It's a pretty easy turn. So that was definitely Chalice. And we just like go up the Vial curve here. Mom, Thalia, Prelate, have Relic Order for backup. Because if we just like play out on a Thalia, we're just never casting this Chalice. If they turn to, we have a Caracas, so if they turn to an Emrakul or Grizzlebrand, we can deal. I mean, Grizzlebrand's kind of bad for me, but if they have Omniscience, it just gets Relic Warded. Please. Ah, fuck. They have the Cutting Wish, too. Now we're dead. Oh, we tried. Obviously, hindsight 2020, jamming the Thalia there is great and all. Prevents them from just, like, killing me with this Relic Order trigger on the stack here. Like, abrade the Chalice. What's happening? What's happening? Why didn't they kill me? What? What? What on earth? Was their plan like untap, abrade the relic ward? What? How could? Is there no way to kill me from there? They just. I mean, I'll take it, but I don't. There's gotta be. They gotta fuck that up, right? Did they like misclick and pass prior? Did they misclick and like pass priority? Like with the when the relic order trigger was still in the stack? I don't know. I mean, I'll take it, but that's very confusing. I mean, they can't brainstorm because we have the chalice on one. I thought they were gonna like abrade the chalice and then like cast brainstorm and then wish for something else. Yeah, I thought Omnitel had like a stifle effect of some sort. I don't think misdirect or whatever they're called, redirect. I don't think that card works on abilities though. Oh no, it's not redirect. I forget what it's called. There's like a spell pierce that redirects, right? It's like a redirect a spell unless they pay 2. Yeah, sometimes they play trick binds too. Yeah, if they just like had a trick bind, they could like trick bind the. No, trick bind only hits activated abilities. Divert, that's the one I was thinking of. Does that hit abilities? Wait, is this the one I was thinking of? Change the target of a single spell. Yeah, no, divert only hits spells too. Okay. I don't know. Maybe they didn't have whatever the tech, the counter Leona Relic Order tech is. I'll take it, but I feel like they definitely should have like abraded the chalice and brainstormed, or like cast the second Cunning Wish or something. Maybe their plan was to like abrade the Relic Order, untap, and try to kill me with the Omniscience, but man, this hand sucks. Trick bind his abilities? Oh, does it? I was reading. Counter the activated ability of a permanent. Oh no, that's a ruling. Oops. Counter target activated or trigger ability. Okay, yeah. The little Google like preview always reading a ruling about the deck or about the card. Oh, did I keep this? Oh no, I didn't keep this hand. This hand's like moderately close. Double Wasteland Port. On the draw. I think this hand sucks. Wow, this hand sucks too. This hand's like much worse than the first hand. It's down a bunch of Rashadan Ports and Wastelands. But on 6, like, you're much less inclined to want to go to a 5. Because 7 to 6 is like a reasonable free roll. Man, I sure am glad I did not keep my double Wasteland hand against Burn. I'm also kind of upset that we have an Ancient Tomb in our hand against Burn, but hey. Now we drew Stoneforge Mystic, so everything's okay. I wonder if he's on the Patrick Sullivan version. Just gotta go flip Mom, right? Nope. Face it is. Could have, like, Searing. Oh. Alright. A Goblin Guide and a Lava Spike, huh? Thalia seems pretty good against both those cards, especially when they just played. They didn't play their land. It's probably game. Hey, they found their land drop. And spike me. Sure. You can't. Oh, okay. Goodbye, Lava Spike. I think the Lava Spike's way better than this useless Goblin Guide, right? If they're going for, like, card equity there. So we could use the Ancient Tomb to play and equip the GTA in the same turn. Actually, no, we just could use 4 mana in the Stoneforge Mystics ability. You know, just get GTA. We even have a Flicker Wisp if we want Batter Skull. This game should be over, right? Opponent not giving up. Yeah, there's like no way they can't win instant speed. I need to look up a sneak and show list here in a second and see like what their play should be there. All right, opponent face is the place. Yeah, all right, they figured it out. They cracked the code that game one was just not winnable. I love light up the stage in Legacy Burn because it makes the Death and Taxi matchup remarkably worse because that card is pretty bad against the Thalia deck. I actually like, don't hate Spirit Keeper. This matchup is like weirdly controlling when they board in like 1,000 Smashes Smithereens and Searing Blazes. Let's figure out what other bad cards are in the deck first, I guess. We can probably afford to cut a land in this matchup. Wasteland does nothing. Palace Jailer sucks. Oh, I didn't bring these paths. I usually bring these paths. Especially on the draw. Yeah, I really don't hate Spirit Keeper. Cut Tomb before Wasteland. Like, Tomb Chalice is really strong, but like the life or like Tomb getting your like trying accelerating you into your equipment faster. Maybe it's not worth the life loss. It's like worse than a Wasteland is. Because it's like really bad to just like find late or use as a normal land. Not unreasonable suggestions. Should have like 2 wisps. Recruiter is also really slow. It's just like not boarding the 3rd, something like that. Being able to like, oh no, I cut the sword. What am I doing? Sword's like the worst equipment. If you get smashed twice, it makes your Stoneforge really bad. But hang on, I need to look up. If you tap it twice and you don't have an equipment, isn't it basically a loss? I mean, yeah, kind of. Like if you tap it and then like cast a Chalice on one on turn 1, it's like pretty good. But it also is much worse in other cases. Let me find the Sneak and Show list. Well, we have some sideboard time here. Alright, here's Sneak and Show. We need to find a Sneak and Show wish list on wishes as well. Ah, here we go. Cunning Wishes. This one doesn't have a Fireman's Foresight. Dang it. I need Cunning Wish and Fireman's Foresight in your decks. Nope. Here's Cunning Wish. Here's Fireman's Foresight. Alright, let's see if they had some sort of lethal. With a Chalice in play. At its speed. That seems good. Getting our face punched in by a Goblin Guide. Ooh. Finding a lot of lands is nice. This guy has a Trick Miner in his sideboard, which just like straight up and down is probably the play there. Alright. Wow, this Goblin Guide is drawing me a lot of cards. Light up the stage, huh? A Fire Blast and a Mountain. They abrade though. Only if they don't need a 2, right? If they need to Fireman's Foresight into another Cunning Wish and a 2 to like combo off, then they could like then they can then abrade the Chalice and like keep going. Kind of want to kill this guide. That's like a really inefficient use of my turn. We're at 16 though. I definitely want to plow this before I cast my Chalice of the Void. Foresight for Second Wish, Abrade and Cantrip, Trick Bind the Relic Order, then Abrade then Cantrip. Yeah, that's like probably the play, right? Even if you don't have like lethal, you just get to keep an Omniscience and have a Cantrip. At worst case, if their hand has like nothing left in it. Are they Fire Blasting me? I'm gonna plow with Guide ability on the stack because we had 8 cards in hand. So like even if we could like discard a card and then like maybe draw another land, but like that's not really relevant. It gives them a little bit of extra information. Otherwise, yeah, if we had like 7 cards in hand, there's no reason to not plow there. Like discarding a wasteland and then maybe drawing 1 land is. Oh, nice. They hit the old Rift Bolt, light up the stage combo. Where's Moxall? Skewer my face. Oh, that hurts. We don't need all these lands. Yeah, but then. Because it's like the choose to loot or not to loot, right? I'm just like sitting here awkwardly some more. Really love to find a Thalia, but I think I just need to cast Chalice here. Right? We're at 9. We're at 6 off this Rift Bolt. I think we just need to like turn off their bolts rather than try to get our Stoneforge online slightly faster. This does turn on their Smash, notably, but we're gonna turn on their Smash before this game ends anyway. It's a lot of light up the stage. Lighting up a lot of stages. So have another Fire Blast here, so if they have any 2-drop that deals us damage, we just die, right? Because they just have Fire Blast kill us. There's nothing we can do about it. Recruiting for like a Signet Prelate's way too slow. I think it's just Stoneforge for GTA across our fingers. I guess I do get to port them though. These light up. Why do they not board out light up the stage in this matchup? These light up the stages have been extremely unimpressive. They just have like instant speed burn, then we're just dead. Yeah. I think he may have gotten one of those 2 cards off of every single one of those. The first one, maybe not. I think the first one might have hit land plus Fire Blast. But those light up the stages were exceptionally unimpressive. And in the matchup where your opponent has like Thalias and stuff, light up the stage seems like actively detrimental to you. Double Chow's a little awkward, but like Mom Stoneforge curves are just always insane in this matchup. Especially on the play, where they can't just like searing all your stuff down. Alright, we're just gonna Stoneforge for Batterskull probably here. Well, upstage hits Fire Blast with Riftbolt. Yeah, I gotta go tell Moxel after this that my opponent lit up the stage like 3 times and kept hitting like Fire Blasts and Rift Bolts. So we probably have more important artifacts than my opponent has. Shatters, I would imagine. They could have, like, double bolt here, and, like, that's also fine. The Stoneforge just gained us 6 life. Or not. Yeah, I saw Patrick Sullivan's tweet today. He's got, like, what, 4 Smash, 4 Searing Blood in the sideboard. Sure. Why did that Rift Bolt go at the Stoneforge Mystic? Searing Blood me. Do it. Turns out Searing Blood is a lot worse than Searing Blaze against Mother of Runes. This looks like they're just going to cast a Smash to Smithereens. I'm probably just going to plow that Germ, honestly. Just gain 4. I guess no, they're supposed to smash right now. Yeah. Yeah, it only costs 2 mana. Land drop? Squire, huh? Should play GT, hope they don't have another Smash. We'll play Chalice to bait the Smash. Kind of like Chalice to bait the Smash. Obviously turns off our Swords of Plowshares, but also turns off a lot of the cards in their deck. Sulfuric Vortex? Skewer. 3 mana Skewer my face. Alright. Land drop? Alright, now we'll put in the GT, because we really need to start getting life. Opponent could have, like, Fire Blast, Skewer isn't enough. Could just, like, have another Smash. Appears they're flooding out pretty badly, though. This isn't a coward stream. Hey, we did it! Not being a coward won. Also, my opponent just, like, having really inefficient spells, and us having Chalice and Batterskull and GT and stuff. Barely squeaking by today in a lot of these games. I do like the matchup against the Patrick Sullivan burn list. Oops. 6. notably. The game one seem a lot better. Just no searing effects in the main. And like really clunky cards like light up the stage and skewer the critics, which are like kind of inefficient against stuff like Thalia. Postboard obviously gets really bad because they board in a pile of searing effects and smash smithereens, but that's like always been the case. And just having a better game one means that they have to draw a bunch of those cards twice, and especially like when you're on the play with stuff like Mother of Runes and Thalias and Stoneforges, their plan becomes a lot worse. Anyway, back to this sneak and show list. Okay. So, what does a Rushing River do? This is a bounce spell, right? Yeah, kicker, sacrifice a land. They could bounce 2 of my non-land permanents. They could have got Release the Ants. They dropped a 2-drop from their deck. Could have been an Impulse. Oh man, I hope my opponent's on Depths. But it was 29 days ago, so they could be on anything. Sand's medium, but probably good enough on the play. Double Revoker is kind of clunky. If Revoker's bad in this matchup, Revoker's going to be really bad. There's got a good enough mix of lands and spells that I kind of want it. And Revoker's not always dead. And this does look like Depths. Thoughtseas. Yep. In which case, like, Revoke, Hexmage, Rashadan Port. Would not be surprised if they took the swords here. Yep. That can be a turn 3 play. I think I just want to Revoke Hexmage here. Put them back a couple turns. If they're, like, the Thespian stage plane is just like a little bit easier to play around, but maybe it's like actually put in Stoneforge there, playing on getting Battle School going. Well, that would have worked out poorly. Imagine the take at Stoneforge here, right? Yeah. Ooh, we can revoke that too. Guess I'm supposed to actually attack first. Because if they want to trade, then I'm just going to revoke Hexmage again. Yeah. Better than sitting here, like, not attacking into it ever. I might want to actually port over casting this Revoker. Next turn I can just cast the Revoker again. I'm missing out on 2 damage. Yeah, I actually like porting more. Just attack their mana. It does open me up to getting Hexmage this turn, I guess. They have, like, crop rotation for depths, land. Oh, that's fine. Get the depths. Now the card to be worried about is Thespian Stage, which can't happen yet. Can't happen until next turn. And Hexmage, which we get to turn off here. Port these forests so we're less likely to have to play around. Crop rotation. Oh, goodbye Revoker. Or goodbye Stoneforge. Opponent triple thought seizing me. Easy way to lose this game, but they do need to find something here. Oh, like that. Alright, we got 1.5-ish turns to find something good. Oh, that's something good. I mean, unfortunately, it's something good that, like, they also get to gain 20 life, so it's not great, but it's definitely better than dying. got it. So they have double black in their deck. And not really double green. Like, them just casting a Hex Mage would halt my only clock right now, so I don't mind porting that. Alright, well, that's all their Thought Seizes. Jeez, can we stop drawing lands? After watching Phil's Mono Red Summary, I'm going to start rallying against all the free mana rocks, especially Diamond. What's wrong with Diamond? Diamond's card disadvantage. I guess all of the mana rocks are like card disadvantage, or most of them. Chrome Mox, Mox Diamond. Oh no, I didn't port. Shit. Oh. Hopefully they don't cast exactly Hexmage here. Nope. Port wouldn't have mattered. Nice. These draws are sick. Let this resolve first. Diamond is a pretty fucked up card. Like of the fast mana cards. Diamond is really strong. Hey, if they attack again, I get to trade with this Dark Confidant. Oh no, they're gonna Inquisition me first. I guess. One day I'll draw something. That qualifies, I guess. I'm also not going to put it in here. I want them to, like, hopefully not play around it. I would be impressed if they... I'd be less impressed if they attacked into it with an Abrupt Decay in hand. How many Revoker would you want against 4 Terramanners? Like, is there anything else in their deck? Yeah. Is there anything else that you can revoke in their deck? Like, is it just, like, Rug Delver, Blue-Red Delver, or something with Terramanders? Because the answer is probably, like, still close to 0. Alright, Recruiter for Jailer is pretty gas here. It's a Phoenix build? What the... Is it like blue-red Phoenix Terramander? So, recruit Jailer. We have 7 lands, so can we recruit Wisp, Violin Wisp, and then Jailer? Yeah, we have enough mana for all that, right? With Lava Dart? What the hell? I guess it's good at triggering Phoenixes. But we can cast Recruiter, Wisp the Recruiter, and then cast Jailer, because we have 7 mana, so... We miss it on port, but that's not hugely relevant. Wait, hang on. No, this doesn't work. Cancel. Because, we can't instant speed our Jailer. Oops. I was just trying to extract some extra value, but it's probably just not necessary. Probably just want to Jailer it up. I'll grab, like, Walking Ballista. Ballista for 3, ping, attack for 4. Walking Ballista's worse against Abrupt Decay. God. Fuck Urborg. Maybe I'm actually supposed to... No. Yeah, I have to be wary because now that they have Abrupt Decay, they can, like, Abrupt Decay. Ooh, that's a good draw. They can Abrupt Decay the Revoker and get their Hexmage back online and then have, like, a Dark Depths. Should swing first. Like, what, with the Thalia? See if they blocked first. I don't think it matters a huge amount. Oh, we just win. Nice. Didn't even need the Flicker Wisp. But yeah, at that point, I think the only way we lose is that, like, we brick on the draw that we get for that. They Abrupt Decay the Revoker in response to the port, draw, like, a Crop Rotation or a Dark Depths, make a 20/20. And then we draw for turn, don't find anything. Draw off the Monarchy, don't find anything again. Like, we have, like, 3 draws to find. I think we had 1 Plow left. 4 Flicker Wisps. Remorseful Cleric. Wastelands, Caracas, that sort of thing. Hedge and put a Needling Sight. Had a lot of Graveyard Hate and didn't feel like Containment Priest was necessary. Yeah, I don't like, it's just like Blue-Red Phoenix with Terramander. Do they have other threats? Seems like kind of a hard thing to tech for, but I don't think I'd be worried about Terramander, honestly. It's like very slow and clunky from my experiences, and you get like Path to Exiles, Plows, Council Judgments, and stuff post board to deal with them. Anyway, sideboarding against Depths. Something like this. Cut all my Thalias. Bliss is fine. Cut Sword. Could probably afford to shave a Stoneforge as well. Equipment is not huge. Yeah, cut Spirit Keeper here. Could probably maybe cut Prelate. Prelate on 2 is okay. Only 1 path? Oh, whoops. There we go. I just missed that. And now we can cut Prelate. Yeah, I just straight up didn't. I just missed the second path. I thought I grabbed him. Oh, this looks okay. It's soft. It's really soft to Dread of Night is the main concern. But usually Dread of Night, if not backed up by like a Bitter Blossom or a Liliana of Last Hope or a Substantial Clock, you can like play through it. You have Stoneforges, some colorless creatures. Snap this hand off. This hand has like 4 ways to kill a Marilish. Yep. That tracks. Also, early game Plows are strong against Dark Confidants. Where if Gideon or Karn on the board, I just really like casting Cataclysm. Cataclysm has been super impressive in the matchups that I care about, like trying to fight that super long game grindy plan that the Gideon and Karn are decent at. Doesn't look like I'm wastelanding anytime soon, so now that my file's gone. Maybe I just play with the wasteland there for safety? Oh, I mean, like, safety's not really of utmost importance. They can't kill me. Yeah, my pretty limited experiences of Karn is that it's like about as good as Gideon. Like, I don't really care. Like, I could honestly like often like just spin a wheel and choose between the two, which is I guess good for Karn because Karn is like close to like around Gideon's power level, which is impressive. But I just like definitely don't want either of them right now. I feel like there's a removal here. What do I want to do? Play Wasteland. Wasteland's bad against crop rotation, but if they, like, tap out to Thespian Stage my Plains, or, like, Abrupt Decay my Stoneforge Mystic, we can just kill the Thespian Stage here. Puts me down my 3rd land, but I don't love just, like, casting Wisp or Recruiter here either. I wonder if I just grab G-Take, because they're so likely for my opponent to have an Abrupt Decay. G-Take is so bad here, though. We have removal for a bunch of their stuff, too. Let's grab Batterskull. Do I take my shot here? Maybe I just don't tap it ever. I'm sure, honestly. It's not killing Dark Depths, but if they just, like, go Dark Depths go, I mean, we have so many answers that I'm not super concerned. Hit Urborg. I don't love hitting Urborg. It does take them off of black, but... If I wanted to play around Abrupt Decay, I guess I could have, like, Wastelanded the Urborg and then cast Stoneforge. That's not nothing. They didn't even, like, super take into consideration that Urborg was a target. We have a lot of ways to kill a Merit Lage. Maybe I'm not worried about the Dark Depths combo. If they just, like, have a Bayou, though, I don't know. I'm gonna have this Thespian Stage. So you have, like, any black source, then Wasteland this Urborg is completely useless. There's a chance I just, like, don't Wasteland there. As well, yeah. Hey. What am I recruiting? I don't hate Palace Jailer, but it's a little clunky. Because we don't have the 4th mana yet. We already have a Flicker Wisp from my recruiter. Grab another Stoneforge to make this Batterskull better. Go find GT. I'm not holding up Sword. They can't kill me from here, right? I'm not just, like, insane. They need 4 mana to kill you because they need, like, double crop rotation. Crop rotation for stage, crop rotation for depths. They would need, yeah, they would need another mana. Or, like, Spirit Guide, double crop rotation to kill me here. Let's just grab Stoneforge. We're, like, so insulated against the combo specifically. I think I just want them to die. And Stoneforge sets up nicely against, like, some of their more mid-rangey plans. Sure. So now we technically could die if we, like, tapped out and didn't have a flyer to block. I think regardless, I'm just gonna play Stoneforge here anyway. What on earth is happening? Kicked Marsh Casualties. Love it. Love it. I like Wasteland something, but I also just want this mana. They're probably, if they could, like, Ghost Quarter my Wasteland, but I don't really care if they do that, right? I get a basic still. This Wasteland's not super important. I could also just, like, hold it up. So they're harder pressed to try to kill it. probably worth judgmenting. Surgical. They don't have any dark depths in the yard yet. So again, they can't kill me from here, right? Without the last 3 cards being Crop Rotation, Spirit Guide, and even then we would still have Wasteland up. So I'm fine leaving up Wasteland. They do have Stage. I could Surgical Stage, but I'm not a huge fan of that. That you can still die to like the Hex Mage plus Depths. Man, I hope they don't Cabal Therapy naming a Source of Plowshares. I think I want this 4th mana more than I don't want my opponent to have a mana. Yeah, this is fine. Alright, cool. Pretty insulated against dying now. I think Liliana the Last Hope would be bad for me, but that's about it. Really insulated against dying. I can't pump Flicker and then kill it because they the Liliana effect persists. So like I would pump it to like protect it from the -2/-1, but then I would they would pass the turn and then my Flicker would just immediately die. I'd have to like cast Batterskull to attack it. But this is fine. We get another land here. We can just cast Batterskull. I wonder at what point I'm supposed to like just Surgical Extraction these Assassin's Trophies to protect my Batterskull. It's like maybe a line when my hand is plow, 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 path. Just such a low likelihood of them being able to Merit Lage me. I guess I'm supposed to port this forest instead, right? Because it's just a dual land with their Worgen play. But I think they're also just dead, like, not particularly close. Like, I could also just, like, not port it, and I don't think we're losing. Like, Assassin's Trophy, the Batterskull, and we still have just equip Jite to Mom, kill them. Hey, we did it. Turbo Depths remains a good matchup. Alright. Final boss time. Oh god, we're 4-0. The most high pressure time to be fighting the final boss. I always talk about this when I go into like the 5th round when I'm 3-1. It's like, oh, it's so relaxing because it's like 3-2, doesn't matter, you still get your money back and stuff. And when you're but when you're 2-2 going in, there's pressure to like try to get your money back, and then when you're 4 going in, there's pressure to try to get this trophy. The pressure is certainly on. We gotta play against like Red Prison. Come on, Phil. Phil needs to have inspired someone. They went online today, saw the Legacy Challenge results. Oh man, Red Prison got first. Gotta play my Red Prison deck. Queue up in this league, searching for a match right now. Play against Red Prison. I wonder if Red Prison or Turbo Depths is more... Probably Turbo Depths is more favored than Red Prison nowadays. The 8 Rabble versions are a little bit tougher, because sometimes they can just, like, Rabble into Rabble kill you. Moto Q is making me sweat here. We're 4-0. The first time Moto's was like, yeah, hang out, hold up a second. Just take a minute, compose yourself. I'm ready for, like, fucking just Julian to be online for no reason. Just beat my face in with elves. Come on. One day eventually. I guess we'll look at this sneak and chill list while we're sitting here waiting. But yeah, just looking at this random list. This guy didn't have any abrades, so obviously it's not like the same deck list, but so you wish for Firemind's Foresight for Intuition, Abrade, like Brainstorm, and then you use the second wish for Trickbind it, Abrade the Chalice, and then Brainstorm is like the best line. Alright, we won the die roll, it's good. We have... Oh god. These are the hands that, like, I always talk shit about keeping. Like, a lot of other Death and Tags players just, like, feel like they snap off these hands, so maybe I should too. I've just been burned by these hands so many times. But we have, like, 23 lands left in the deck. And then, like, we're only losing to Force of Will here. I'm right there with you, Tuxdev. I hate one land Vile hands. I think keeping them on the draw is, like, almost always bad. Like keeping them on the play is like better because you're not losing to Days or Thoughtseize anymore. You're just losing to Force. In fact, this is also a non-basic. I just don't love a lot of things about this hand. But this hand is also like pretty efficient if we just get this file down. I'm gonna keep it. I really like this hand. Hand is full of a lot of good cards. Put him a little to 6. All right. Things are looking up. Alright. File resolved. Still have to draw a second land, especially because Stoneforge Mystics. Please. Yeah, that is also a bigger risk, because usually, like, Death Tags is not really going to lead Crocus into Vile a lot, so, like, if they have the Force and they were thinking about it, definitely just like, alright, 100% fair enough now. I'm gonna cast Thalia into this Verdant. If they had just like, if they had a land that I could port, I probably would have ported instead. wanted to... They didn't fetch because they want to find a second land drop, I assume. What is this deck? What am I playing against? What's a Verdant Polluted Delta deck? Oh, not great. Nick Fit. But yeah, I was thinking some bug deck. It's my best guess. But yeah, I don't think it really changes any of my plays, so we're just gonna keep sitting here, sweating. Trop, alright. It's probably just like a bug deck. Are we getting hymned? This feels like a hymn to Turok. Nope. Decay my vial. It's like kind of annoying. Definitely could be worse though. Let's go to Batter Skull. If they're just on like a bug deck, Batter Skull's really strong. Ooh, nice. We drew a land. Did that mid-range bug deck from the challenge? I didn't see the mid-range bug deck. I wasn't really scanning that closely. So we have Batter Skull and we have Caracas. Strix. Yeah. Bug in 2019, indeed. Probably going to trade for Batter Skull, but we can also Wisp the Batter Skull if need be. We also just have Spirit Keeper if they don't Thoughtseize me. Spirit Keeper is probably just bananas in this matchup. This feels like I'm getting Thoughtseized, though. Goodbye, Spirit Keeper. We still have, like, Recruiter and Flicker Wisp, which are just both also good leftovers. So I'm not super upset. They're going to 11. We hit them for 3 here, put them to 8. They trade up the Batter Skull. We Wisp the Batter Skull. If they have Toxic Deluge, they go to 4, and we still have, like, Recruiter to start redeploying. We also get to, like, correct Sarthali now, because we drew another land here. That block seems pretty incorrect. It's like maybe the worst block on the board. Sure. True name? Jace? This is Deluge, right? Yeah. Ponder? Something like that? Wow, we're just playing against straight up Shardless Bug in 2019? Wow, what is life? The year of our Lord 2019. Shardless Bug. What's the play here? Prelate's a little bit clunky. I think I definitely wanted to deploy 2 threats in case of Jace. I'm gonna Lotus Petal as Caracas here, but is it Recruiter of the Guard or is it Sanctum Prelate on like 2? Also Sanctum Prelate 0 to stop Ancestral Vision? Yeah, I could. I think I'm trying Prelate on 2? Prelate on 1 beats up cantrips. Prelate on 2 beats up like Abrupt Decays and trophies and stuff. They're unlikely to have like another Deluge in the main. Let's just start by casting this Thalia. I also just like Recruiter for like a walking Ballista and just like kill them. Yeah, Recruiter Ballista is not a horrible idea. Because if they just like tap out for Jace bounce the thing, I guess we don't have Battle Scroll equipped because we're using our 5th mana here. Probably just like not strong in this matchup. It's like really clunky. Flicker's might actually be better than Walking Ballista, since Walking Ballista is not lethal. Like, almost presents lethal, but like being able to Flicker with Batter Skull, we're almost at the point where we can just pick up the Batter Skull and replay it, though. Oh, I feel it. Yeah, Tux Dev. So they have 3 cards in hand. What's the worst outcome? Him to Turok plus Fatal Push the Thalia. And then if we draw land, they die. And if we don't draw land, then we hit them for 1 down to 2, and we play a Sanctum Prelate on like 2. Oh, no, Sanctum Prelate's gone. We probably end up picking up the Batter Skull to replay it. But if we draw a land... Oh no, we'll just like cast whatever we draw, basically. Strix. Shardless Agent. Into Brainstorm, alright. Gotta pay 1 for that. Just join the Can't Afford Paper Cards Club. They're just dead, right? Ballista for 2 kills them. As long as they don't have like a Force of Will. I suppose they could also like play a land drop here and not die. Yeah, they can hold up like Fatal Push here. They have not played the land yet. So if we attack with both and they have a Fatal Push for the Thalia, and they block the Recruiter, we can play Ballista for 2 and just kill the Shardless Agent still. It's like pretty bad for me though. The other option is just attack with the Thalia, play around it, and then just like cast a Stoneforge Mystic this turn. Play around exactly Fatal Push. Send Prelate on 1 in before combat. Well, then we can't kill them, right? Because we don't have the Ballista. We could Prelate on 1, and then if they Fatal Push the Thalia, we can just pick up the Thalia again, but then we can't attack, and they're still at 3, and we're sitting there with a 1-1 and a 2-2 versus the Shardless Agent, which isn't great. The other issue being, if we do play Ballista on 2, they Fatal Push the Thalia, block the Recruiter, we have to, like, ping the Shardless, and we're left with just a 1/1 Ballista on, like, a almost completely open board, and my opponent has 6 mana. Ballista on 1 and Stoneforge. I mean, like, I could do that. It's just a matter of, like, what am I attacking with this turn? I think it's just the Thalia. I just don't think I'm attacking with this Recruiter. Okay, they died. We did it! We got game 1 against Shardless Bug, the age-old nemesis. I think the opponent forgot what year it is. Yeah. Opponent trying to cast Shardless Agent in 2019. How does this matchup even go? Did I want Path to Exiles back a million years ago? Probably not. I mean, they're like a Tarmogoyf deck, right? And we definitely want these. The issue is that they're definitely a Dread of Night deck. This deck was always a Dread of Night deck back in the day. Definitely want these. Maybe want these paths. Is this a Cataclysm matchup? Man, this was definitely back when I was playing Gideons, because Gideon was so good against them. We have a stream where you don't always play around stuff. I'm a big fan of the, like, how do I lose, like, state of mind. And I think a way that I definitely lose that game is if I attack with both my creatures and they Fatal Push the Thalia. And then block the, Recruiter. I think it's, like, a pretty easy way to lose that game, in which, like, almost no other choice I make loses that game. My Revoker used to be okay, because they had, like, Death Rights, as well as, like, Lily/Jace, but with just Planeswalkers against the removal deck, probably unplayable. Prelate is also bad, because they're, they have, like, so many varied costs. They have, like, Fatal Push, Abrupt Decay, Trophy, Liliana, Toxic Deluge, Jace. I'm telling you, that makes you lame. Fair enough. I'll accept it. I feel like Cataclysm's gotta be good in this matchup, right? I mean, they're like a Tarmogoyf deck, which makes Cataclysm look less good. Because, like, the decks that can keep a big threat post-Cataclysm are kind of scary, but I don't think it's a Path to Exile matchup. I think just 4 plows are enough against Tarmogoyfs. I also don't think it's a Rip matchup. It used to be with Tarmogoyf Deathrite Shaman. Maybe it's not with they just have Tarmogoyfs. There's a lot of information that I just, like, don't have because Shardless Bug basically doesn't exist anymore. It's just, like, I don't know their deck composition well enough to make a lot of informed sideboard decisions. I kind of want these Cataclysms, but I don't even know what I would cut. Probably, like, shave a Thalia. I don't know if they're a max greed, no basics, but yeah, if that's the case, then paths are strictly better than swords. But generally, when I played against Shardless, they had some number of basics. 1 or 2. We'll just ship it. Figure out what they're on if we lose the next game. Man, this hand is pretty unplayable. This hand is also pretty unplayable. They just, like, Thoughtseize me. Game just ends. Let's cast a Ponder. Ancestral Vision. That card's good. Alright. That was a less than ideal draw. Him to Turok. Him to Turok. Alright, here, I'll set him in the right. Him to Turok. Hit me. Hit me. At least they got one of the Karakas out of my hand. having basics as the deck is greedy. You're not wrong. I also maintain that maybe it was more acceptable back in Deathrite days because like mana was so much more free. Like maybe basics are just stone unplayable now because you're like a Hymn to Turok Shardless Agent, Jace, Abrupt Decay, Ponder deck. I think with this many card lands in hand, I'm just gonna grab Batterskull anyway. Just even if they kill the Stoneforge, we can just cast a Batterskull one day, and Batterskull is generally pretty solid against Shardless Bug. In my previous experience, now at least they have Assassin's Trophy, so they can kill it. Yes, Wasteland Mate, please. Thank you. Oh yes, and then also don't kill my Stoneforge. It's a good day. Don't get anything play around him. Love it. It's time to spin the wheel. This is Deluge for 4. Yeah. I agree. Like, being greedy by playing a bunch of non-basics is like, you can also be greedy by playing a bunch of basics. I definitely agree, Patrick. Man, this Ancestral Vision's coming off. And that's not super good for me. Good card to dig them back into this game. Is it Liliana the Veil time? Leovold, sure. No more porting for me. It is Caracas. We have a Ballista. Ballista's really embarrassing against Leovold. Like, if I play a Ballista on 2 here and then they, like, Abrupticate it, I'm not going to pick them. I think I still have to just play it out. It's probably better than just porting them, but it's just really funny how horrible Walking Ballista is against Leovold. Yeah. Porting them is also not good. None of my options are super great here, but we can at least make a 2/2 for 4. The fuck? I guess it's like a non-red blastable thing. So how does this work? It's gonna flip. It's a lightning bolt, so I just need to ping my own Ballista, right? So it doesn't flip. If I ping it down to 1, it'll just transform anyway. And then my opponent draws a card. Was not expecting Garruk Relentless from my opponent's 2019 Shardless Bug deck. Today has been a day. Let's draw a good 2-drop. Or not. Pretty sure he lifted a 2015 license, swapped crap out for Deathrite. Obviously, you cut the Deathrites and then put in 4 Garruk Relentless. It's the tech. Have we drawn a non-mana source this game? A Walking Ballista. Assuming you include File. as a mana source. But yeah, I see your frustration. Man, it looks like we're losing this game. Also, we're definitely boarding in Cataclysm. Also, Heresy, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Walking Ballista, 4 mana Stifle Planeswalker. Yeah. Yeah, it is like a Gideon-esque Planeswalker. It's just like not a thing that I've ever had anyone cast on me besides like Nick Fit. It is essentially the green Gideon that also like lightning bolts. Ooh, Flickerwisp the Spatter Skull. Problem is this Strix is still sitting on the other side of the table. Were you playing 3 years ago? I was playing 3 years ago. And I did not play against a Garruk Relentless ever. I almost ported them. Just out of habit. Yeah, my opponent having, like, 5 cards in hand does not bode well for me. A friend that attempted to register a Garruk Relentless. Couldn't find one. Oh, you're supposed to... The story is supposed to be fabricated as Ishkana won all the games, even though it's just completely irrelevant. I get you. Anyway, now we can have 6 at least. More wolves. Really want to top deck like a Swords to Plowshares for this Baleable Strix. That's a lot of Ancestral Visions. I feel like this game's going to end in 4 turns. I feel like this game might have already ended. Good draw, good draw. Conceding is like double counterspell from those Ancestral Visions. That's one way of putting it. Am I still in E&T Modern? More or less. I just like have not played Modern recently at all. Strix on Wisp. Chump. Double block, sure. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we can pick up this Battle Skull and replay it. Trophy. Now it's probably concession time, especially since we don't have Cataclysm in our deck. Otherwise we could, like, Karagas the Leovold Cataclysm. Even then, like, my opponent just gets a bunch of Ancestral Visions. We'd probably still lose. Would love to have seen a Tarmogoyf. Not sure if Swords of Plowshare should even be in my deck. Could probably definitely see just shaving them. Tarmogoyf's probably just similar to Gurmag in the Grixis matchup, where, like, it's kind of scary sometimes, but in general, it's like not a card I should be very concerned about. They actually don't even have that many creatures in the graveyard for like Hallowed Spirit Keeper. Oh, they do have a basic. We did it. We found out. That's definitely good to know. The perfect draw. Man, if only these Ancestral Visions came on one turn earlier, I could just like force my opponent to draw a bunch of cards without dying. Or without like them having lethal in play and they'd have to discard stuff. Get a little bit more information out the back door. Lots of Thought Seizes. 62 bits. Play Modern more. I'll take it under consideration, Moxall. But yeah, definitely. We are dead. And also, we're superboarding a Cataclysm. Do you see my on white list running Arbiter? Yeah. The Matzel Stompy, aka Taquito Stompy, which is not the official name yet. But one day I'll get Matzel to clear it. But yeah, it's a deck he had been brewing. Like a weird Mox Diamond Chalice Death and Taxes deck. Not a huge fan of it personally, but just because like Stompy strategies never really fit into like what I want, what my playstyle generally is. So I think we want to shave Plows. Rest of Peace looked pretty miserable, so I think something like this looks fine. Plows are okay because we're facing down like Leovold and Strix, things that like you don't want to plow, but they're like that you don't hate yourself plowing. Thalias are pretty medium, but probably good enough, especially better on the play. Like, we put up about as... Maybe I actually do want Revokers back in, actually. Revoker might actually be, like, better than... Did he have basics? Yeah, he discarded a basic Swamp. So, like, Plow's better than Path, for sure. Maybe I do want some number of Revokers in. My opponent has to have at least 3 different Planeswalkers, because there's no way you register one Garruk Relentless before the first Jace the Mind Sculptor and a deck like that. I wouldn't hate, like, 1, at least. But what do I even cut? I think I do want some number of Plows. Thalia is decent, especially on the play. Their mana base is able to be attacked. Maybe I just don't need Revoker. Yeah, I think we just submit. Could see like swapping a Revoker for like a Thalia, maybe? Maybe for like a Plow, leaving a Miser's Plow or 0. Oh god, this hand. We can cast a turn 4 Batterskull. This hand has like I hate mulling against the Thoughtseize Hymn deck. Not shocking me if they have a Greedy Pernicious Deed in their 75. I think they're probably more on Deluges, though. We've seen a Deluge both Game 1 and Game 2, so... I hate this hand, but I also hate mulling to 6. This hand just makes all of my Stoneforges bad as well. Turn 2 Sword. Definitely would be turn 2 Port, but... I like where your head's at. Because I think, yeah, I get the memes, but I imagine if they want deeds, they're probably just playing multiple Deluges first. Especially in their, like, Baleful Strix, Shardless Agent, Leovold, whatever nonsense deck. I think I gotta ship this hand. This hand's not good. Wow, this hand sucks a lot too. Ugh. This hand's like the last hand, but without a mom. No Thoughtseize, please. I know. Well, time to lose. At least we have Cataclysm in our deck now to, like, scrape back from some dire situations. Top deck of Thalia? Remember Crusader? I think, like, we did cut, like, we would have a Crusader in over, like, a Spirit Keeper normally, but Spirit Keeper is also still very good in this matchup. It's a lot worse against, actually, it's about the same versus Deluge. At least, Spirit Keeper forces them to use a removal spell on the Spirit Keeper and then cast Deluge. Can't really Thalia and Port. Could Thalia and Port with this Ancient Tomb, but that doesn't exactly produce the desired effect. It's gotta just be like Jam Thalia. It's like porting, but it gets a 2/1 into play. Having creatures would be good in this matchup. Oh yeah, for sure. Would enjoy drawing creatures. This Hymn's gonna snipe Ancient Tomb, sort of Fire and Ice. We'll top deck like Aether Vial, maybe like another Plains. Oh, that's fine. Ooh. Actually good cards. What is this? Go grab Batterskull again. Especially because we have Sword to help deal with this Baleful Strix. We just have plenty of mana. %. Land him to Turok, hit both the equipment. Give it to me. Hit me, opponent. Wouldn't Tomb Sword equip be a better line there? No, the Thalia attacks on the sword makes it so that we can't do that. We only have 5 mana. Otherwise, yeah, for sure. Would have, like, snapped on that. Ooh. I like the Palace Jailer. Jailer the Strix attack. I don't love just, like, trying to jam this sword into 3 open mana. It seems, like, pretty unsafe. So I like just, Jailer the Strix, attack with Thalia, leave up Stoneforge activation. I guess if we're just attacking with Thalia, we attack first, because I'd rather them block than put it under the Jailer, to be perfectly honest. Because then if they ever take Monarchy from me, then they get a Strix back, draw a card. Although they're not a Snapcaster deck, So we don't really have to be that scared of, like, it's easier to control the monarchy. Oh yeah, we're for sure jamming Jailer Moxall. Also not gonna port. They like Deluge for 4. We still have put in Sword, untap, Batterskull. Is it Garrick time? Oh, Lily not the last hope time. Sure, that's not very good. So they're not dead. If they have, like, yeah, they're just not dead. We can only deal them 11. But we can also, what? Stoneforge in the sword, equip the sword, tell a jailer, send the germ at Lily, send the sword at their face. If they have Fatal Push for the germ, we're still hitting them for 4 and pinging Lily down 2. It's 12. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? If I just cast the sword and equipped and attacked with everything and they didn't have, like, a Fatal Push. So I think I just want to sort up the jailer. And I don't really want to send both at Lily, though. Sick. This game should be over. Portal lane so I can F6. They can Deluge for 4. And we still have 2 equipment in play, 3 cards in hand, and the Monarchy. And they're at 1. They just died a recruiter for Ballista if they do that. Yep. Tar Pit, solid. Yes, we did it! Ha! Whew! 5-0. 5-0. We did it. Sweating bullets there. That game 3 worked out very well. That jailer was exceptionally good. Ugh. Ugh. It's always so stressful. Final boss. Yes, final boss has been defeated. We did it. Awesome. B5. What did we play against today? No, not vintage. Played against Miracles. Was it Sneak after that? Curious what we were trying to keep me off the tap down the C versus playing the recruiter out. I just like didn't want to play more to the board versus like random wraths. I was just like, I just didn't find there to be a reasonable incentive to like just playing the recruiter out there. When I just like had like super lethal on board. Miracle Sneak Burn Depths, yeah, that was it. Was that a foil chalice? Yeah, we like 2 of our 3 chalices are foil. Because it was whatever I could find when I was buying cards, Moxwell. I think my this relic order is foil too. Yeah. Anyway, hang on. I'll get to the 24 lands a bit again. But it was... Someone said it, right? Yeah, Miracles, Sneak, Burn, Depths, and then Shardless Bug. Cool, cool, cool. I'll post the list to Twitter and stuff like I always do when I 5-0. Anyway, so pros and cons of the second Jailer and 24 lands. So I did consider at the start of the stream cutting the Recruiter, moving the Ballista to the sideboard, and playing the second Jailer in the main. So the second Jailer does have diminishing returns, just based on its interaction with Recruiter of the Guard, and like in a lot of the matchups that you want to find Jailer, you have virtual 3 copies because you have Recruiter of the Guards for it, and the second Jailer only adds like a 4th copy because it doesn't add like it doesn't make Recruiter any better, but it shines in a couple of matchups. It shines against discard because sometimes like you recruit your Jailer or you naturally draw your Jailer and your opponent can Thoughtseize or him it before it gets down in stuff like Grixis or Shardless Bug, I guess. And the other draw to it is the ability to protect Monarchy better. There are a lot of matchups where your Monarchy is under threat. Miracles has Snapcaster Mage to try to steal it. Grixis has Snapcaster Mage and Baleful Strix. The mirror match, they can play if they play their Jailer after you, then they get to take the Monarchy. In addition to stuff like Loam, 4-color Loam can have stuff like Marchesa to try to take the Monarchy because Palace Jailer is so potent against them. And the second Jailer gives you a little bit of insurance on being able to steal the Monarchy back, even if you're like losing on the board. Because you have the second Jailer to go find later, especially because you do have the Recruiters for increased density. So you can so the second Jailer basically helps you like protect your Monarchy better by taking it back in other matchups. Like there are definitely matchups where you want it. Mainly like the control matchups where your Monarchy is under threat. Loam to a small extent, and then the Mirror, the second Jailer, is really good because Jailer fights are a little awkward. Miracles also has Jailer now. Is Miracles really playing Palace Jailer? I wouldn't be shocked, but it was like okay. If there's any deck to protect the Monarchy, it's probably the deck that just has like 4 Plows, Snapcaster Mages, Terminuses, Jace, blah 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 blah. I guess, and it's also good against Palace Jailer, which is one of the best cards against the deck. I guess maybe not one of the best, but it is a strong card against the deck. Anorak was on all week. I'm very skeptical. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Like people like Miracles players especially love to play some real jank from what I've seen in like their 60th slot in their deck. Flashback to the time I had an Ojutai's Exemplars cast against me in Legacy. But like, if Miracle's on Jailer, it's another Jace's Jailer with more modes. But you can't kill a Monarch emblem. Jace can be... Also, I guess it's like Insane in the Mirror, right? Because it's like it's another like unblastable Planeswalker effect, kind of. Like how Gideon and stuff like... And like, I forget what other tech cards they played, but like the Planeswalkers that weren't blue were big in the Miracles Mirror and stuff. Or against the other blast matchups. Better or worse than actual Ochitai with Manamo? Probably worse. No, probably better. Ochitai seems kind of bad. Pretty bad against Karakas. Combo with Manamo. Nambo with Back to Basics. But anyway. That should end our stream today. We 5-0'd. We did it. We're gonna look back on that 5-0 and wonder what the fuck happened during that during the sneak matchup where the opponent just like Omniscience, Cunning Wish in response to the Leonin Relic Order, and just like, well, all right, your go. Let's find someone to host though. Send you fine folks somewhere else. Keep the Legacy train rolling. Ooh, Card Kingdom. I don't know how long they're live still, but I know Lomer Boy was doing some casting for Card Kingdom. So let's go over and host let's host them. Lomer Boy and I are doing an exhibition match with 4-color Loam versus Death and Taxes tomorrow, so send you over to them real quick. Looks like Punishing Dak versus Grix's Shadow. Neat. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching today. Hope you enjoyed the 5-0, first 5-0 of the season. Sometimes it takes a while. We only get in like a league a day, like 4 leagues a week, and it's not always like Death and Taxes. We're not always playing leagues, so nice to get a 5-0 every once in a while, especially with the list something similar to what I'm going to be playing in paper this weekend. Anyway, if you want to support the channel some more, you can follow, subscribe, or donate. Follows are totally free, help you know when I'm going live, help people find my content. Subscriptions get you a sweet Thalia emote and Thraben subscription badge in the chat. And donations, I do donation deck lists. Details for that are down below, along with links to my YouTube and Twitter page, where I post all of my videos after all of these streams after they're live. They'll go up on YouTube. And Twitter is just where I post my schedule, like if you're wanting better updates on when I'm going live and stuff. Twitter's the place for that. Anyway, see you guys all tomorrow for some 4-color loam testing. Have a good one, everybody.